You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about the Colorado Buffaloes. Of course, Deion Sanders. That's a Deion Sanders-led coach team, NFL Hall of Famer, Dallas Cowboy, Falcons, Ravens, Niners, multiple-time Super Bowl champion, maybe the best, greatest cornerback in the history of football. Darryl Green might have something to say about that, but I understand. Nonetheless, of course, Deion is a very flamboyant and charged coach. Social media was worked into a frenzy last year over this Colorado Buffaloes program. Now, when I really started looking at the statistics and really digging into it for this video, because the interest in the Colorado Buffaloes has plummeted from last year, I was pretty surprised because, honestly, you cannot sit here and say that Deion to Colorado has not worked out. All right? I understand they took some ugly losses, and I also understand that loss to Nebraska, where they got trucked, that was a bad loss on national television on NBC. But this was a program that just 2 years ago only won one game. 1-11. They have won 5 games this year. So in 2 seasons, he's got this program at 5 times the better clip than he had them, than they had their program 2 years ago. But I noticed social media is not nearly as charged up when Deion is on. And this is also considering they've got what's considered the number 1 quarterback coming out in the NFL draft by a lot of people. Now, I think this is a class that it could end up turning out a lot like 2021, where everybody thought, oh my God, Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, and Justin Fields, that was going to be an all-time quarterback class. And, well, we found out all those teams reached badly. All right, and it's become one of the biggest bust classes in the history of football, and I think we could be heading down that road again. But nonetheless, this program's not lacking star power. This is NFLDraftBuzz.com. You see that ranked on the scouting report, Shedeur Sanders, number 1. I mean, seriously. Cornerback, Travis Hunter, number 1 ranked cornerback for the NFL draft, and we know he is absolutely dual threat, right? There's a lot of buzz around the Patriots taking Travis Hunter and letting him play 2 ways. But one thing is evident. For whatever reason, the fire around Deion in this program on a national level has died. It's greatly been diminished. And the ratings for these Colorado Buffalo games are down, I mean, let's just call it 50%. It's 49%, but it might as well be 50%. Half the amount of interest, and I got to be honest with you, I'm guilty of this too. I've watched 1 Colorado game. I think I watched 7 or 8 last year. So, I for one, I'm guilty of this. That fire around watching Deion in this program is going out for some reason, right? So, let's check this out right here and just take a look at it. Season 2 of Coach Prime is not drawing nearly as well as a year ago. Saturday's Colorado-Arizona college football game averaged 2.02 million viewers on Fox. That's network television, folks. I mean, I'm shocked by this. Marking the least watched Buffaloes game on broadcast television in Deion Sanders' era. Across all networks, only one Deion-led Buffalo game has averaged fewer viewers. A Friday night matchup against Washington State on FS1 last season, 727,000 viewers. That's one of the games last year I did not check out that they were involved with. I'm sure that was a late game. Colorado games have averaged 3.84 million viewers this season, down 49% from the first 8 weeks of last season. 7.59 million viewers. Wow, that's a big number. I mean, all these are big numbers. 49% down and 7.59 million viewers. That's a ton of viewers. The team's top game this season was their blowout loss to Nebraska on NBC Week 2, 5.67 million, while 5 of their 6 Nielsen-rated games at this point last season topped the 7 million mark. Okay, so they haven't matched last year at all. And again, I think that Nebraska game hurt them on a national level. I do, because this is a 5-2 team right now. All right, and I looked at the schedule. This team's probably going to be in a bowl game. I mean, he's going to have taken this program from 1 win to bowl eligible in 2 seasons. I mean, that's pretty impressive. This program's been down for a long time. But whatever it is on a national level, it's the fire is not there. Buffalo's blowout win declined 34% from Texas Houston in the same window last year at 3.08 million. Trailed its Nebraska-Indiana lead-in on Big Noon, 3.18 million on Fox. Also drew Kansas State and West Virginia in primetime. So that's a pretty dramatic drop-off. For whatever reason, and I do believe that Nebraska loss actually has something to do with this. I do. I think it's got something to do with what happened here and why a lot of people have chosen to not tune in to this program this year. It's that Nebraska loss that hurt them. If they would have beat Nebraska, I think the ratings would have been higher. But I've also noticed social media is not nearly as charged up when the Colorado Buffaloes are playing on television. And you got to wonder, when Shedeur is gone, when Travis Hunter's gone, what is the attention that this Buffaloes program, what is it really going to bring next year? Unless they are good. Unless they mess around, in our 9-10 win team next year. And they're in the... I think for that fire to come back, Deion's got to get them in the college football playoff conversation. They got to get them in that top 12. They're not a ranked team right now. Now, if they beat the Cincinnati Bearcats, they're probably going to be ranked. They'll probably find themselves in the top 25. Will that bring back viewership? I don't know. But whatever has happened, we're 49%, 50%. Let's call it 50%. It is a 50% drop-off from this time last year in the interest in Colorado and Deion Sanders and that program, which is going to be interesting because what is that going to do to recruiting? This program got a lot of attention last year. So what's going to happen for next year? And does Deion grow tired and decide, look, let's say they win 7 games this year. Well, that's a 7-time improvement over 2 years ago. He's going to start getting offers at bigger programs. And the one I think of right off the bat is Florida State. I don't know. So, and I still contend eventually, and I know he denies it, I still contend he's going to end up an NFL head coach at some point. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.